Hello everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're joining us from. Welcome to today's Powerboost session. In today's Powerboost, let's look at some amazing features about this whole fascinating field of quantum mechanics. Don't worry, we will not go into the technical details and the very complicated looking maths of it. But an idea that's really fascinating is, how do you define measurements? We have this idea, like if you have something inside a box, usually it's a cat. You might have heard of Schrodinger's cat experiment. But let's say if you have a cat inside the box and you have, let's say, a radioactive material inside the box. So even though it might seem that the fate of the cat is destined, it's determined, but you would not know that unless and until you open the box yourself and check to see the end result. Now, there could be two outcomes. The cat could either be dead once you open the box, sad thing, but the cat could also be alive when you open the box. And so, but unless you make that choice to really go ahead and open the box, for you or for anyone who is not opening the box, it's a mystery. The cat could be dead as well as alive. That's the famous experiment or famous conjecture that goes along long back in history when we talk about quantum mechanics. Why are we discussing this though? Well, maybe something interesting can be inferred about our experiences and the reality we are in. If we look back at ourselves and think about thoughts themselves. Now, even today, even if we have made so many technological advancements, we have wonders of science at our feet, things such as a mobile phone, a tablet, a laptop, a TV remote, an electronic car key. So from little things to big things such as vehicles, aeroplanes, things like telescopes, things like microscopes. We've come a long way. But one question that we still haven't looked at, or we haven't really gotten a satisfactory answer to, is the genesis of thoughts. And where do these thoughts arise? And what is consciousness? And how can we understand ourselves? What is this mystery of who we are? Who am I? And what is our role in this universe, right? What are we here for? And these are very fundamental questions which we are still looking answers for, even today. Now, why I brought that up is spirituality teaches us that we are more than matter. We are more than our bodies. And one idea that we can experiment with is considering ourselves as this tiny, invisible experiencer. We usually use in the Brahma Kumaris an image of a tiny point of light. You could understand that as a tiny star. That's an image we use, but really it is just an invisible experiencer, an invisible, infinitesimal source of energy. And if we think about it, if we consider ourselves as more than just this physical body, and we understand that it is this being of consciousness that is responsible to create thoughts. And of course, after a thought is created, it could stir up a chain reaction and do all sorts of chemical things and chemical reactions in form of releasing hormones, releasing different ions inside the brain, and give rise to all the physiochemical processes that go inside our body all the time, continuously. But coming back to the genesis and understanding that it is I, this invisible being of consciousness that creates thoughts, is a very, very powerful idea, personally for me as well. And the more I have experimented with this idea, I have encountered a good number of answers than questions in my life. And when I say answers, it actually also means it has helped me shift perspective on a number of challenges, a number of situations that have come across my life at different instances of time. And I'm sure all of us go through a whole lot of different experiences. It's always, life seems like a roller coaster for almost everyone, I feel. But it's very close to quantum mechanics, because if we now think about thoughts, and if we just pause for a second right now, like this moment itself, and check what is the thought that's coming up right now, this second, this instant of time. And maybe we might just go blank. And you might feel, wait, what? Am I not thinking anything? Are we not continuously thinking anything? And the moment we try to pinpoint, the moment we try to realize or bring that subconscious element of thought, or whatever you want to call it, to surface, to our conscious level of dealing and interacting with things, we kind of go blank most of the times. And you can experiment with this just right now, this second. And so isn't this something like we were describing at the beginning? Something like quantum mechanics? So we know that at any point in time, there are so many thoughts flooding inside us, right? Like, I need to do laundry. I need to finish assignments. I want to pick up kids from school or something, right? And the moment we just take a second aside and reflect on what's this one thought at that particular instant in time that we might be thinking, we just might tend to go blank. And so the whole experience, the whole human experience, feels like a continuous process rather than a very discrete process. When we recall events from even past, good or bad, but even those experiences have a context, have a timeline. At least I don't find myself describing a particular experience at a particular instant in time. It always feels like a story. We're revisiting a story. And so in today's Power Boost, let's maybe try to take this idea and experiment with it. So we can take a comfortable posture, and we can just breathe in and breathe out. Just relaxing the muscles of the body. We might be sitting on our office desk. We might be sitting in the balcony, on a chair, or we might just be lying on bed. But let's just relax the muscles of the body. Let's get comfortable and experiment with this concept of awareness. As we breathe in gently, and as we breathe out, let's bring our awareness to something outside. It could be the different distant noises you might be hearing. It could be the traffic. It could be two far off people on the street having a conversation. It might be the noise of the fan. And let's slowly and gently try to bring this awareness more close to us, more close to our physical surroundings, and even close in terms of some processes that's going on inside of us, such as the rhythm of breathing, this process of inhaling and exhaling itself, the diaphragm expanding and contracting, the heartbeat, and as we go through this exercise to experiment with our awareness, just turning our awareness to different processes around us, different things and noises around us, even inside our body. Let's make it more intimate. Let's try to relax the facial muscles, the eyes, the forehead, the neck, and let's just calm down. In this space of relaxed and calmness, let us now create a thought. I am a successful being. I am a powerful being. I am a peaceful being. And let's just aim to hold these thoughts on the screen of our minds. Just as if we hold the image of the sun for a decent amount of time on the screen of the mind, we might actually just begin to feel the warmth and that immediately has an effect biologically, chemically, all the physiological processes, all the organs, they immediately react to the thought or to the image that we tend to hold on the screen of our minds. And so the more we hold the thought of I being this invisible being of consciousness, which is innately peaceful and powerful, I begin at that very instant to shift a mind that might be agitated, that might be feeling low, that might be feeling lost, to a mind that now immediately is in a state of peace, calm and happiness. And this is exactly how Raj Yoga meditation acts as a tool which can be used anytime and anywhere. All we have to remember is to take a step back, pause, reconnect with our true self, and recharge. It's that simple. Thank you for joining this Power Boost.